By society's standards, motherhood looks a lot like doing nothing. But maybe that's exactly what we need. We all want to be bored, but we'll do almost anything to avoid it. Well, here's my hack. Have a baby. Immediately, you have endless hours where it feels wrong to be on your phone. Nap trapped for hours, cleaning, feeding, playing, so much playing. And best of all, a lot of sitting outside, where everything feels lighter. Now you have a little human that you want to be better for. Mirror good habits to, and remember every detail of.
They smell orange.
They smell orange. In the noise of today's attention economy, our babies pull us into stillness, and it can be an unexpected passage to deeper presence, if we let it. Psychologists say boredom allows the brain to enter default mode, where we consolidate memories, generate ideas, self-reflect, and actually figure out who we are. You're not just noticing your child more deeply, but noticing yourself and the world around you.
This is the perfect place. It's good, isn't it? Because it's got grass and it's fun to sit outside.
It also changes your sense of time. Without constant stimulation and distraction, you notice more. And later, those slow hours actually feel longer, richer, like time stretch instead of slipped away. I'm Ari, by the way, a filmmaker and mother to my beautiful Elliot. He's 2 now and things have changed a little bit, but I was not the picture of presence in my first year of motherhood. We had some minor health issues and I was on Reddit every opportunity I got, squirming baby at 3 a.m. Reddit. Can you overfeed a breastfed baby? Reddit. Just like inhaling those Instagram reels. I guess it's somewhat of a rite of passage for modern mums, or at least every mum I know tells me that that's their experience. But it's so sad when you think about it. Like, this should be a time where we're leaning into curiosity and learning about our baby and starting to trust our intuition. And instead, like, we're all just getting pinged about by other people's opinions. What products are essential, what milestone you should be worried about, whether or not it's okay to feed your baby to sleep. A lot of people say no, and that really fucked me up. He still feeds to sleep, and he's past 2, and it's fine. Since then, with almost 2.5 years of full-time mumming and working in between the cracks under my belt, I've really lent into the boredom because, like with most things, resisting the thing that you can't change leads to a lot of, anxiousness, restlessness, and resentfulness. So here are some concrete ways that I embrace the boredom. And obviously that seems like the easiest thing in the world. But I feel like these very obvious wellness phrases often get thrown around a lot, repeated a lot without anyone like seriously unpacking them and what it actually means to like properly embody them. And I'm really interested in that and certainly in exploring that visually. So if you are also interested in kind of like a cinematic exploration of some of these terms, like, what does it mean to actually feel grounded or to listen to your body? Maybe subscribe, because I'll definitely be exploring more of that, especially in relation to motherhood. Okay, first thing is to make sure that your kids are safe, because worrying about them anxiously is kind of the opposite of what I'm talking about. But like, this is part of a much larger conversation, because obviously the unpaid labor and the mental load of planning, safety, meal prep, often falls on mothers. So that's obviously where a chat on boredom can start to feel like a privilege. I think we can all agree that we have, 20 minutes to spare at a park, and it is kind of just a practice skill. The next one is nature. Get outside, and not just to playgrounds, which suck. Trees, bush, dirt, sand, sea. Like, I live in a city, I don't live in the country. There are always beautiful pockets to explore. Some of my best ideas have come when I accidentally left my phone in the car and we're at the park. It happened the first time by accident and I was annoyed, but it was kind of like a life-changing afternoon for me. I just realized that like as soon as the stimulation was gone and the option of like picking up my phone and looking at my screen was gone and my little favorite person was happily playing by my side, my brain felt like it could literally exhale and the ideas started flowing. Apparently when your brain isn't bombarded by constant distractions, the brain starts to make connections that it normally wouldn't. Make art for yourself and keep everything really handy. Keep the tools out on your dining table if you don't mind a little bit of mess, so that when your child is eating, you can cut, you can draw, you can scribble, you can collage, whatever it is, without the urge to get on your phone. If your phone's in a different part of the house and your baby needs something urgently, like right this second, which is every second, just leave it there. Don't run to get it. Let your mind wander in like a trance-like state. I don't know. I feel like presence gets a bad rap and people treat it as like a laser focusing on what your kid's doing. But if I'm sort of like floating in between my outer world and inner world, you know, watching Elliot play with rocks, watching the branches sway in the breeze while thinking of like a conversation that happened or a project that I'm working on, and all within a framework of like non-judgment, not coming from an anxious place, coming with compassion and a lot of awe. I think in these scenarios, especially if you're outside and with your baby, awe and love just seems to like flow naturally. So I think that's what they're referring to when they say that we need boredom, you know, to enter these sort of dreamlike states. And lastly, like, let your child lead. I mean, if it wasn't clear enough, I don't think Elliot is boring. I think he's the most wonderful, interesting, engaging creature on the planet. And he teaches me every day that like you don't need stimulus to be creative and brilliant. You just need space and presence. I'm not saying never put on a podcast. Like I think permission to zone out and enjoy ourselves as well is very, very much needed. But I think we need to take advantage of the boredom and rather than escaping or trying to numb ourselves, use it to invite change, curiosity, and more noticing the world around us. So what do you think? I'll admit, I think it's gotten a lot easier as he's gotten older to achieve some of the things I'm talking about. In the early months, years, you're really in survival mode, especially the way that we live. It feels like every brain cell is dedicated to thinking about that child and there's no time for your own wanderings or self-reflection, which I found really difficult. But yeah, are you resisting boredom? Are you embracing it? Let me know. I'd love to hear your experience of motherhood so far.